What's up everyone, welcome back to the series. I know it's been a while since my last video. Life's been kind of crazy lately. I had a bachelor party, then I got COVID, and I had 2 midterms. Everyone's been sick in the household, so just kind of been in survival mode for a bit. But we're back this week reviewing another tournament. Last time I broke down our DUPR 10 tournament, and honestly I didn't really like how we played. Thought we could have done a lot better. With my game in particular, I wasn't really happy with my footwork, decision making. This tournament actually happened the day after the last tournament, so it was an opportunity to come back the very next day, mentally reset, focus on footwork, playing with intention, and most importantly, getting back in that win column. So let's dive into it and break it all down. This is the Rise to 5-5. This was the I Pickleball Tournament, a tournament put on by the local Picklr in the area. These tournaments can be kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you'll see some really good teams, and sometimes you'll see some lower level teams sign up. So you really never know until the final list comes out. For this particular tournament, there are some pretty good teams here. A couple of players in the top 50 rated in Illinois, according to DUPR. In our pool in particular, Mitch and I were the 3rd ranked team with 2 teams on paper better than us. First of those teams we played in game 1, that is Toby and Gino. These are really good players. They have a lot of tournament experience. They don't miss a lot of shots. We train a lot with Toby. Gino lives a little bit further away, but I've seen him in tournaments before. He's a great player as well. And you can see here are their rankings in Illinois. Toby at the top. I am in the middle there, and Gino right below, outside the top 50 at 51. Mitch unfortunately was smited by the DUPR gods, and he's much lower down the list at around a 4.6 DUPR at the time of this tournament. Basically, our plan for this first match was to work on footwork a lot, work on getting to the kitchen line at a consistent clip, and just making a lot of dinks, hoping we can just outlast them, use our hands to counter, and pick up a couple points that way. Not trying to be too aggressive and force too many perfect shots, just kind of wanted to make a lot of balls and get to the kitchen line as much as possible. For most of the games today, I'm just going to kind of let them run, and then I'll talk about some of the things that I saw and some of the analysis after each game. So Mitch and I get the dub over Gino and Toby in game 1, 11-5. I was super pumped to win that one. That was a huge win for us. They are a better team on paper. And it was a really close match. I think the scoreline didn't really reflect how close the game was. I thought it would be fitting, since I'm a data scientist for work, that I needed to get some stats into my pickleball videos. So here's a quick chart that I made. It's basically tracking how well each team does from the baseline, how effective are they at getting to the kitchen, and then once they get to the kitchen, how many of those points are they winning. So kind of gives us an idea of how well what we need to work on. Is it thirds? Is it resets? Is it dinking and speed ups, winning those kitchen games? In this game, both teams dropped and drove the ball really well. We had 91% of our thirds in, and the other team had 95%, with Toby not missing a single third out of 15, which is really awesome for him. But I think the biggest difference in this game was our ability to reach the kitchen, and in particular reach the kitchen when we had the serve. So we weren't winning more of the points at the kitchen, but we were winning the ones when we had the serve and losing the ones when we had the serve, and kind of keeping them back when they were serving. So that was the big difference there. Great job by us by getting to the kitchen at a high clip, and that's exactly what we set out to do in that first game. For our next game, we played Justin and Sebastian. I don't really know these guys at all. Never played against them before. One of them, I think, was like a 4-4, and the other one was somewhere around a 4-0. So this would be a bad loss if we lost this one. But since we didn't have any data, we just decided to stick to the general game plan, which is just be consistent and make more balls than they do. Usually have a good kitchen advantage on most teams, so the goal is to get to the kitchen and make them dink, see what they got. Started this game a little bit sloppy, making a bunch of mistakes, hitting balls out, hitting balls into the net, but eventually we found our rhythm, and this game was pretty handily in our favor. As you can see from the stats, it was definitely a much sloppier game than the first one. Only a 71% third shot percentage for us. The other team actually had a pretty good percentage of 89%, and we only reached the kitchen at 57%, so not the rate at which we would like, which is above 65%, around 70%. But you can see our domination here at the kitchen. Basically, anytime any team made the kitchen, we were winning 71% of those battles. So we knew we had that advantage, or we expected that we had that advantage, and we definitely used it in this one to pull ahead and win the match 11-5. In Game 3, you played Guarav and Gediminas. Guarav is the better of the two players, we thought. He is a tennis player, has a big drive, rated around a 4.4, and Gediminas was a 4.1. We didn't really expect to be challenged in this one, so really our only strategy was just to return to the older gentleman, because I didn't really want to deal with any of Guarav's drives. So that's basically what we did. We just hit every third to Gediminas, and it worked out. Almost got the pickle in this one. Pretty clean game in this one, 93% on our thirds. Reached the kitchen at a whopping 86% and then won 60% of those kitchen exchanges. Did a good job of keeping them back. They only reached the kitchen 25% of the time. In game 4, we played Kyle and Frankie. Kyle is someone that we drill with and practice with a lot. He's a lower rated player, around a 4.1, but he has really good hands. And he's actually really good in firefights. So he can sometimes surprise you and really elevate his game and win some big matches. Frankie is an 18-year-old. He has a lot of length, has a lot of athleticism, still learning to be consistent, but he can hit some really good shots too. We expected to win this one as well, but we knew that there's a chance that they could surprise us and give us a good game. This was a great overall game for us. We had a 94% third shot percentage, reached the kitchen at 76% of the time, which is really awesome. And then we won 56% of our kitchen exchanges. The other team missed 4 returns off of our serves, so that's 4 free points, and really shows the importance of working on your returns. So work on your returns at home, folks. It makes a big difference in tournaments like this. In the last match at the round robin, we came up against Kyle and Roger. This is the top seeded team in our pool, and both teams were both undefeated at this point, 4-0 each. This is a really interesting team. They have a ton of power, a ton of athleticism, and they're both lefties. It's not very often that you get to play against 2 lefties, so it was an interesting challenge. And also, Roger just knocked us out in the playoffs of the tournament the night before, so we wanted to see if we could get some revenge. Basically, our goal here was to not let them speed the ball up too much to make them dink and kind of slow the game down. We knew that they were going to have big drives and try and speed the game up and use power whenever possible. So our goal is to drop softly, get to the kitchen frequently, and see if we can outlast them in a dink battle. And with that 11-5 win, Mitch and I took first place in the pool. And as far as our game plan is concerned, we executed it to perfection. 92% third shot percentage. We reached the kitchen at an awesome 67% of the time. And then once we got there, we won 68% of their points. So we did a great job of limiting them from getting to the kitchen. And then we were winning those dink exchanges. And it showed off on the scoreboard, winning 11-5 and taking first place. That's going to wrap it up for this video, or else it'd be way too long. In the next one, we'll go through our playoff experience, and let's see if we can take home the whole thing. This is the Rise to 5-5.